We are back with another whiteboard video. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports all back at it with another video talking some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, please do hit that subscribe button down below. Would really appreciate it. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be breaking down the offensive depth chart on the whiteboard behind me today. And to me, I'm going to do this after OTAs and minicamp being over, but also probably do one after training camp. Again, we still have to get through training camp, so maybe there'll be some changes there. So maybe it's still too early, but I thought it would be fun, and I'm going to do a separate video for the defense as well. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. All right, so here we go. I got the Bears offensive depth chart listed out here. I'm going to go through it with you guys at each position and discuss at the end some potential cut candidates as well for the Bears. Again, way too early here. We still got to go through training camp, but I thought it'd be a fun exercise. So here we go. Starting at the quarterback spot, we got Caleb Williams, of course, the starting quarterback. And then I have Case Keenum as the backup, winning the QB2 job. Again, he was brought in as a veteran to mentor Caleb, but I think he's also been a guy that Ben Johnson is going to lean on to have stability at the backup quarterback spot. That's not to say Tyson Bagent isn't a good quarterback, but hey, Tyson Bagent has time in this league. Case Keenum might retire after this year. So I think he's going to put Case Keenum at that number 2 spot and Bagent at 3. And I do think Bears were going to carry 3 quarterbacks. So I feel pretty safe about these 3 guys. All right, moving on to running back here. I got DeAndre Swift, Roschon Johnson, Kyle Manengai, and Travis Homer. So no major surprises here. DeAndre Swift, obviously the starting running back, though I do think Roschon could push him for that job as the season goes on. And the Bears made it very clear. All right, I heard the message loud and clear. They are very much satisfied with this running back group, or else they would have brought somebody in by now, okay? And they didn't. They passed on the available running backs out there like a Nick Chubb, like a J.K. Dobbins. So this is who they're running with. And there is the potential for Travis Homer to be the RB3 over Kyle Manengai early on in the season. But I think as we get later on in the year, it will be Kyle Manengai. Again, Travis Homer just a guy who's a veteran, special teamer, more experienced, but I do think Manengai is going to be the RB3 eventually on the team. So, yeah, I think it's going to be 4 guys. I mean, at the 5th spot, you could carry 5 backs, but I think I feel pretty good with 4 guys. I'll talk about some candidates here at the end, but that potentially could get cut. But I think 4 running backs I'm good with. Wide receiver spot, I got 5 guys here, okay? So we got DJ Moore, we got Rome Odunze, I got Olamide Zaccheaus, and then Luther Burden and Devin Duvernay. Now you might be thinking, why is Zaccheaus over Burden? And yes, while I do think Luther Burden will jump him, again, as the season progresses, he's a rookie. He's missed all this time in the offseason. Ben Johnson is going to start the season trusting the guys that he has seen, guys that have played in practice. And Zaccheaus is a veteran, man. He's a guy who's obviously experienced, and he's a guy who's reliable. He's been pretty good in camp and OTAs and minicamp. Hasn't missed a practice. Like, he's a reliable guy, and I think he will start off the season as our wide receiver 3. So, yes, I do think Luther Burden starts off the year as a wide receiver 4. And then Devin Duvernay makes the roster to me as well. I think he's a guy that just brings a lot of speed against special teamer as well. Need to return, man. So, yeah, to me, I think I feel pretty good about these 5 guys. Could we have 6 receivers? Sure. The guy I'm missing that you're probably thinking about is none other than Tyler Scott, right? Where is Tyler Scott? And then another guy that I also did not include is Miles Boykin, right? This is another guy that could be a potential cut candidate. I just feel like these guys haven't done enough. Again, Scott could maybe get this last spot right here, but man, I don't know. Just needs an opportunity at this point, but sure, if you want to say 6 receivers, I guess Scott would be the last guy there, but I don't see Miles Boykin making the team. All right, moving on to tight end here. Cole Kmet, Colson Loveland, and Durham Smythe. All right, the first 2 obviously shouldn't have any questions there. Durham Smythe, we brought him in from the Dolphins in free agency. He's a good backup tight end to have. And then I also left a guy out here who maybe you guys have heard of him now because Ben Johnson loves him. Joel Wilson. All right, he's been very impressive. He's one of the 4 guys Ben Johnson called out that has really impressed him in OTAs and minicamp. So could he be the 4th tight end here? I don't see the Bears carrying 4 tight ends. So it would be basically the Bears cutting Durham Smythe And I'm not willing to go there. All right, I think we're just going to have him on the practice squad, and we're going to carry Durham Smythe. Again, as a veteran, played in this league, he's solid. So that's how I feel about it. All right, but again, we'll see. And then offensive line, I did just break it down into the positions here. It's fluid. Work with me. So left tackle spot, I got Ozzie Trapilo winning the job. That's my belief. Braxton Jones certainly could be the starting left tackle. Most likely probably will be when he is back. But again, going back to my point of Ben Johnson likes guys that are available. Braxton Jones still recovering, has not practiced yet, won't practice until training camp. And in training camp, I still think he'll be limited. So we're looking at a guy that's barely going to get any time with the starting offensive line. I think Ben Johnson's going to go with the guy who has been there, who has been impressive, and who has the talent to succeed. That's Ozzie Trapilo to me, our draft pick from this offseason. I think he starts. And then I got Braxton Jones there as the backup, and then Kieran Amagaji at the third string. But again, we got guys that are interchangeable in multiple positions. Left guard spot, Joe Tooney, no questions asked. Ryan Bates, the backup. Center spot, Drew Dahlman, again, another no-brainer. Signed him in free agency. I got Doug Kramer as the backup. Right guard, Jonah Jackson, another lock. All right, and then Bill Murray is the backup. And then right tackle spot, Darnell Wright, another lock as well. Ozzie Trapilo, I have him as the backup there. So this is the interchangeable part here, right? Could we have Amagaji also, as the backup here if Trapilo's starting at the left tackle spot, right? Because who's the backup to Darnell Wright? So you got guys that are interchangeable, if you will, that can play multiple positions. So that's just how I'm looking at this. What is that? Like it's 10 offensive linemen, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, not counting Trapilo twice. So teams typically carry, about 9, 10 offensive linemen. So I feel pretty good about that. I feel pretty good. Again, the only question mark is that left tackle spot, really. So overall, that is sort of the depth chart here. Let's just talk real quickly about the guys that are cut candidates. All right, I got a couple of cut candidates here for you guys. So I mentioned about Tyler Scott and Miles Boykin. Again, just a matter of the 5 guys ahead of them I feel very comfortable with. If Ben Johnson wants to go ahead and carry 6 guys, it could be one of these 2. Tyler Scott, again, hasn't had a lot of production. Miles Boykin, we just signed. So I don't mind with either guy, honestly speaking, because, again, we're talking about the 6th guy in the depth chart. But to me, there's a scenario where we could carry 5 receivers, all right? And then tight end, Joel Wilson. Again, I kept going back and forth with him and Durham Smythe, but I do see the veteran getting the roster spot over over Wilson. But Ben Johnson loves this guy. He's talked about it multiple times in press conferences, so he could potentially also make the roster or he could get cut. He's on the bubble. And then Ian Wheeler, 5th running back. But again, I have another guy that could potentially be a guy that Wheeler takes his spot. So Travis Homer is another guy to look at that I should have mentioned, because I have Travis Homer right now as making the roster. He's a good special teamer. But Ian Wheeler is just a better running back as far as just as a pure runner, right? So he could beat out Travis Homer and take the 4th running back spot. I definitely see us carrying 4 running backs. So it's basically, again, either between one of these 2 guys, whoever impresses, I guess, in training camp. Do you go with the veteran or the more talented player? But essentially, these are the main cut candidates that I do see on offense. And again, guys on the roster bubble. So let me know what you guys think about that. With that being said, if you did enjoy the video, please like it down below. Comment as well. As always, thanks for watching.